Someone submitted a complaint to the OCDA this week, claiming their manager CC'd their entire department, including the CEO, on a performance warning about their lunch break lasting 4 minutes too long. 4 minutes. We verified the case file. We are going in. All right. I have the case file right here, case number OCDA 2026-0047, and I am going to read this grievance exactly as it was submitted, because it deserves to be read out loud in its full, magnificent absurdity. Quote, "My manager sent a company-wide email CC'd to my entire department, the department head, and the CEO, informing everyone that I had taken a lunch break lasting 34 minutes instead of the allotted 30. 4 minutes, Ratliff." He documented 4 minutes. Now, and I want to be very precise here, the U.S. Department of Labor's own website states that short breaks of 5 to 20 minutes are considered compensable work hours, meaning the employer already owns that time. We are talking about discretionary lunch territory, not a federal crime scene. This complaint has procedural merit. I am stamping it valid. Now here's what I need everyone to understand, and I am gripping this clipboard with both hands. A legitimate disciplinary process, per every HR standard I have spent 22 years defending, looks like this. A private conversation, a written warning issued directly to the employee, documentation kept confidential within the personnel file. That is it. That is the procedure. Psychology Today, ASIS, every reputable HR framework on the planet will tell you. Disciplinary conversations should be conducted privately, focusing on constructive feedback rather than public shaming. What this manager did, broadcasting a 4-minute overage to the CEO, to the department, to anybody with an inbox, is the procedural opposite of that. It is not discipline, it is theater. And I am horrified that I have to say this out loud on a comedy program. Okay. I have been sitting here, clipboard in hand, watching Agent Ratliff pull on his metaphorical trench coat. And I need to say one thing before we go in, because Insperity, a reputable HR firm, says it plainly. The prescription when shaming is happening in your workplace is to immediately discipline those who practice shaming, humiliation, or bullying. Not ignore it, not file it in a binder, discipline it. And Slate covered exactly this tactic. The weaponized CC, calling it a passive-aggressive electronic bomb that signals, quote, "I don't trust you to take care of this." This manager didn't just write a warning. He detonated a bomb in front of the CEO. So yes, I have concerns about Ratliff's methods. I'll always have concerns about Ratliff's methods. But the complaint is airtight. Okay, I am stepping aside, clipboard up, pen ready, monitoring posture fully engaged, because Agent Ratliff has the floor. OCDA case number 2026-0047. The CC bomb is now in active delivery. And I want to be very clear, on the record, for any arbitration panel that may one day review this footage. Harvard Business Review research found that leaders who humiliate staff damage team morale and erode trust, leading to higher turnover. This manager didn't just violate procedure, he statistically made his own team worse. Ratliff, you have the room. I am watching. I am documenting. God help us all. Okay. I am watching the delivery. Clipboard is open, pen is moving. I have already flagged 3 things, and I need to be clear about something for the record, because I can feel everyone in chat enjoying this a little too much. SHRM is explicit. Members of management can be named as individual defendants in harassment lawsuits, especially when the alleged harasser is the manager. Now, this particular CC bomb may not clear the Title VII bar on its own. The EEOC requires conduct tied to a protected class for the full hostile work environment claim. But here is what I need this manager to understand. Employers have a legal responsibility to address harassment when it is reported. They must investigate and take corrective action, and every single one of these emails is documentation. Ratliff is out there yelling, "I am in here building the file." Okay, I need everyone to look at me right now. Clipboard down, pen cap on, because what just happened in that room is the moment where the manager either saves himself or buries himself. And based on what I am seeing, he is currently digging. Here is what the law requires. Per Traliant's compliance guidance, managers must immediately report complaints to HR and take them seriously. Silence, deflection, or doubling down are not options, they are liabilities. And I want the audience to hear this very clearly. According to a January 2026 legal analysis of the Muhammad v. SHARM verdict, that is an $11.5 million jury verdict. The moment an employer fails to respond promptly and impartially to a complaint, a jury can view the entire process as, quote, retaliatory or even a sham. This manager just watched Agent Ratliff walk out of that room. His next move is... Okay, chat. I need you to hear me right now. Clipboard is back up, pen is uncapped, and I am awarding HR compliance points for case 2026-0047, the CC bomb. And yes, I have a rubric. Here is what I know. According to workplace psychology research cited by Daily Highlight, public shaming is a toxic management tactic that damages morale and erodes trust. And this manager did it company-wide over 4 minutes of lunch. That is -40 compliance points for the delivery method, -20 for skipping any private conversation first, and I will grudgingly award Agent Ratliff a +30 for the fact that every word out of his mouth today is now documentation. Net score, -30, which is frankly generous. The audience reaction I keep seeing in chat, and I quote the general sentiment, is I have had this exact manager, and that, people, is the real verdict. All right, chat. Deb Stanholt is back at the desk, and we are now at the part of this debrief where I give this manager his final ruling, because somebody in this building has to. Here's what the textbook says should have happened. Per HR best practices guidance, the disciplinary meeting should be held privately, present facts rather than interpretations, focus on behavior rather than personality, and, I cannot stress this enough, give the employee a chance to respond. This manager did the opposite of every single one of those things, company-wide, over email, about a 4-minute lunch. So here is the OCDA case 2026-0047 final ruling. The complaint was legitimate, the process was violated at every stage, and what this manager should have done is what he was trained to do and apparently never did. A private conversation, a documented verbal warning. That is a wrap on OCDA case 2026-0047, the CC bomb. And I am applying the official stamp right now, which I will note for the record is not a recognized step in any grievance procedure I have ever authored, but here we are. Before I read the disclaimer, which I will read in full at normal speed, no skipping, I need to leave you with this. According to HR Morning, a monster survey found that almost 25% of employees describe HR as the scariest department in their company. 25%. I spent 22 years trying to make that number go down, and somehow this show is not helping. OCDA case 2026-0047, closed, documented, and filed in triplicate. The OCDA is not affiliated with any legal, HR, or arbitration body. Agent Ratliff's methods are